Dear students, in previous video lecture we discussed the slope of a line, of a straight line, and we discussed how to find the slope of lines by considering the various conditions. Now from today we shall start the forms of straight line. Now first form, vertical line and horizontal line. What is vertical line and what is horizontal line, and what are their equations? Now here equation of vertical line. A line which is parallel to the x-axis, this y-axis, is called as simply a vertical line. So that line which is parallel to y-axis is simply called as the vertical line. This means this is also perpendicular to the x-axis. So any line which is perpendicular to the x-axis is called as vertical line. So here this L1 is the line which is parallel to y-axis. This line L1. Suppose it intersects the x-axis at x equals to a. This means that at a distance of a units from origin, this line, that is L1, touches the x, on this intersects the x-axis, which implies that on this line every wire or any point is of the form of a comma y, where y is arbitrary, because everywhere x is same, which implies that here x is a. Hence any point on this line, that is line L1, is of the form of a comma y, which implies that x equals to a is the required equation for this line. Now if this vertical line touches the x-axis, or intersects the x-axis at a distance of a units but from the left side of origin, which implies that this, so this means that the equation for that line, that is L2, is given by x equals to minus a. So simply if x equals to a is the equation of the line, then it represents the vertical line which is at a distance of a units from the origin but from the right side. But if we consider, if we have x equals to say minus a, it represents the vertical line which is at a distance of a units but from the this negative side of the 0. Now similarly if we consider this horizontal lines are those lines which are parallel to x-axis or which are perpendicular to the y-axis. So similarly if we consider here line L1, which is at a distance of a units from the origin but on the y-axis, which implies that everywhere on this line L1 y is constant, that is y equals to a, so its equation is y equals to a. Similarly if we have the horizontal line which lies below the this x-axis, then its equation is given by y equals to minus a. So this means that x equals to a represents the vertical line, while as y equals to a represents the horizontal line. And the sign of a gives us the information about whether this line lies to the left of this origin or to the right of this origin. For horizontal lines it gives the information about whether this horizontal line lies above the x-axis or below the x-axis. So let me consider an example. Find the equation of horizontal and vertical line which passes through 2, 5. This line passes through point means that this point lies on this line, which implies that this point 2, minus 5 should lie on horizontal line and this vertical line. Let L1 be the horizontal line passing through 2, minus 5, which implies that here L1, this line L1 is this horizontal line which passes through point 2, 5, because 2 minus 5 is the point which lies in fourth quadrant. So everywhere on this line y equals to minus 5, which implies that y equals to minus 5 is the required equation of this horizontal line. Similarly if we consider a vertical line L2 which passes through this point 2 minus 5, which implies that everywhere on this vertical line, that is L2, x is same and x is 2, which implies that x equals to 2 is the required equation. Now equation of x-axis, here on this x-axis every point is of the form of this x comma 0. So everywhere on this x-axis y is same, means y is 0, hence y equals to 0 represents the x-axis. Similarly equals to 0 represents the y-axis. The second form of the straight line, which is called slope point form, we have to find this equation of a line which passes through a given point and whose slope is given. So we have two things. One is the point through which line passes. Second, when second is now slope of the given line is given. Let m be the slope of the line which is given, and p of x naught y naught be a point through which this given line passes. Now here this line should be non-vertical, because if it is vertical then we cannot define the slope, but here slope is defined, which implies that it should be non-vertical line. Now graphically, now if we consider this line dotted line, it passes through point x naught y naught, that is point P, and its slope is m, it is given. So any point on this line, arbitrarily point, is of the form of x comma y. Let q of x comma y be arbitrarily point on this line. So this means that this line, this given line, passes through 2 points. One is xy, second one is x naught y naught, which is fixed point or a given point. So this means that the slope of this line, which passes through 2 points, one x naught y naught, second one xy, is given by slope of this line is difference of y coordinates, that is y minus y1, upon difference of x coordinates, that is x minus x naught. But the slope of this line is m, which is given, which implies that this m equals to y minus y naught upon x minus x naught, which implies that by cross multiplication y minus y naught equals to m times x minus x naught is the form of the straight line whose slope is given and which passes through the fixed point x naught y naught. Now this form is called as the slope point form or point slope form, or simply called as the one point form. Now we have to find the equation of the line which passes through point 52, making an angle of 45 degree with the positive direction of x-axis. Here point is given, that is x naught is here 5, y naught is 2. Also the angle of inclination, because this line makes an angle 45 with the positive direction of x-axis, which implies that the angle of inclination of this line is given. So this means when angle of inclination is given, we can find it as slope. So how to, here angle of inclination of given line is tan of this theta equals to 45 degree. So by definition of slope, m equals to tan of theta, because tan of theta, where theta is the angle of inclination, is the slope of the given line, which is tan of 45 degree, which is 1. So slope of this line is 1. Also it passes through point 52, that is x naught y naught. We know that the slope point form is y minus y naught up equals to m times x minus x naught. Here y is arbitrarily, here y naught is 2, so minus 2 into equals to m, that is 1, into x minus x naught, which is 5. So y minus 2 equals to x minus 5, or by this simplification we simply get x minus y equals to 3. So this is the required equation of line which passes through point 52 and which makes an angle 45 degree with the positive direction of x-axis. Find the equation of line which passes through point 0, 0 having slope equals to 0. So m is 0, x naught is 0, y naught is 0. So substituting in slope point form, which is y minus y naught equals to m times x minus x naught, we simply get y minus 0 equals to 0 into x minus 0, that is y equals to 0. So this is the equation of this x-axis, because x-axis passes through 0, 0 means origin, and its slope is 0. So y equals to 0 is the equation of x-axis, or simply equation of that line which passes through 0, 0 or having slope equals to 1. So inshallah tomorrow we will discuss the 2-point form of straight line, that is we have to find the equation of that line which passes through two given points. So thank you.